Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to be talking about all things commercial real estate, specifically multifamily, and we'll be talking to an entrepreneur who got his start in real estate by investing in a fraternity house. That's just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming on full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. Well, if you've watched this show for any length of time, you know I love to feature entrepreneurs when I can, and I'm a big fan of EO. I'm a member of EO Dallas, that's Entrepreneurs Organization, and fellow member Doug Banerjee is in studio today, and I'm just fascinated by his company and how he got his start. You're with Greysteel.
That's correct.
Yeah, but you were just telling me before we went on that it all started with investing in a fraternity house?
That's right.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so back in my 20s, I was traveling quite a bit and living out of a suitcase. And a buddy of mine from college, from Virginia Tech, he lives in Morgantown, West Virginia. And he said, Doug, I need someone with a strong W-2. You're interested in buying some real estate with me? I said, absolutely. Let's talk. And an agent in his office was about to list a fraternity house in Morgantown, West Virginia. It was historically the Theta Kai House for 40 years, had always been privately owned. And we looked at some numbers, saw that it was mismanaged, and thought, hey, we can increase this revenue. And at that time, I learned what a cap rate was, what cash-on-cash returns were, and kind of my normal language today. But this was over 10 years ago, and we looked at the numbers. We got a loan from a bank. My parents helped us put down on a down payment. We still own the fraternity house to this day.
No kidding. So it was really a good investment.
It's been a great one.
Well, I would love to have been a fly on the wall when you approached mom and dad and said, hey, I'm thinking about buying a frat house.
Yeah.
Because, we all think about Animal House and some of the famous movies. What did your mom and dad say?
They just kind of trusted me with my judgment because I had the cash, but they wanted to help me out, and really, they didn't. Surprisingly, they didn't really kind of push back on it at all. They said, you know what, if you think this is a good investment, we trust your judgment and know that you're going to make it work, and if not, I'm on the hook. So
that's wonderful. That's a great story. We've got a overview video that your founder made of Greysteel. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
Greysteel is a national commercial real estate services firm. It would be akin to an investment bank. If you own an asset that's a $5 or $50 million asset, you have a few options to get to the most appropriate capital event solution for you. Our firm helps our clients throughout the United States, and they hire us to help them value the asset and then identify the most appropriate solution for them. We go out and create a marketplace, create competitive tension, and then help our client identify the best end result for them, whether it's a sale or a refinance or a recycling of equity capital. We do that on a sole source basis.
You guys have been very successful over the years. In fact, you have been featured in DCEO. We've got a little article that we want to put up on the screen so people can see that. That's just amazing. Tell us about the success of the company and how you guys have grown.
Yeah, so I founded this office 7 years ago in Dallas, and the company was founded back in 2012. And we've grown from 2 producers to now over 20 in the Dallas office, 10 on the sales side and 10 on the mortgage brokerage side of things.
That's amazing. Tell me about the market right now, because this 2020 is one of those just weird years. So take me back to March when the country began to shut down. What happened to real estate?
Yeah, our business essentially shut down as well. For that second quarter, March through June, things were very slow. We wound down a few deals that we were working on and tried to keep together, ones that we had been working on pre-COVID. And then it just started opening back up as I think the weather got warm and people got a little bit of fatigue. July and August, things got really busy. On our sales side, we put 14 deals under contract in 90 days between August and November, and we're closing most of those out now and getting geared up for 2021.
Wow. We were talking off camera about the short supply of inventory right now. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think a lot of people have been focused on their operations. The election is behind us, but we'll see. You know, there's still Biden has to kind of take office and things like that, and then we have this eviction moratorium, which has been impactful on some of the properties where, unfortunately, there's tenants out there that don't have, aren't able to pay their rent, and so that's having an impact on collections on some of the properties, and those ones, even if we have a motivated seller, they're more focused on operations right now. So we're trying to tee some stuff up for January. Right now we're in that holiday season, right, where everyone want to kind of take a break and relax a little bit. But we've got some deals teed up for January, and I'm optimistic that 2021 is going to pick up strong.
Yes. So for the person watching who has never thought about investing in real estate, what makes multifamily attractive?
So multifamily is attractive because it's a very stable asset. Everybody needs a place to live at the end of the day, right? So if they're not looking to purchase a home, they're going to rent, and multifamily is that main alternative that they're going to be looking for. So it's a very stable asset. There's very attractive financing that's available. You have the agencies, which are Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and you have other conventional banks, CMBS, that also lend in multifamily, and they'll get very aggressive on the leverage and the interest rates. So it's a stable asset, relatively safe. Everything's location driven when it comes to commercial real estate. So the better the location, the safer the investment. But yeah.
Well, Dallas-Fort Worth has always been a hot market for real estate. Tell me about some pockets in North Texas that are particularly hot.
I mean, as far as new development goes, you've got a lot of jobs up in Legacy West. So Plano, Frisco, that area has been very hot and continues to be. But there's a lot of growth, I would say, in and around DFW Airport as well. So Las Colinas, you've seen a lot of development there. And it's a strong rental market, Irving in general, near the airport. And East Dallas, I would say, has really started to pick up. 5 years ago, being west of 75, in that uptown area was the hip spot to be. Now you've got Deep Ellum and Old East Dallas, where you're seeing a lot of new developments or redevelopments of existing buildings. So that's a very hot pocket right now.
Very cool. Well, what sets Greysteel apart from the competition?
Yeah, so I would say what sets us apart, we're a boutique firm, so we look at everything on kind of a deal-by-deal basis, and we're going to treat it like it's our own. So you're going to get, all the time and attention, whether it's a $1 million asset up to, a $100 million portfolio. So we've run that whole gamut. And we work off a central source CRM system, and that's very unique for our business. So what that means is every broker in our 14 offices across the country, which is over 60 brokers at this point, are working off one Salesforce system. So that's our CRM, our customer relationship management system. And there's a lot of data that's being fed in there and updated on a daily basis, and our clients get to leverage that information.
Wow. This has been a great segment. We're absolutely going to have you back. So we're going to end the segment by putting up your website. Everybody can get in touch. Doug Banerjee, Senior Managing Director of Greysteel, and the website is greysteel.com. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.